All right, next up we have Denise Dumouchel, and she's going to be talking about paying attention. And she has 2 daughters, 2 dogs, 1 cat, a bunny, and 5 hens. So she needs to know how to pay attention. So with that, here's Denise.
Paying attention. I imagine some of you in this room heard this phrase or one similar to it in your school days. I heard it more often than I care to recall or admit from teachers, parents, siblings, anyone who happened to be sitting near me. Now, I am the teacher, and even adult students sometimes drop off, disengage. Is it their job to pay attention, or is it mine to engage them in a manner that motivates? I believe it is my job as a teacher to engage them. It is my job also as a parent and as a member of my community to pay attention to people and to place. Mindfulness nurtures citizenship. Take the next 10 seconds to attend to these 2 images. I invite you to focus visually while I am quiet. Now turn to a neighbor and share 3 things you saw and listen for their 3. Raise a hand if you both saw the same things. What we notice is just the tip of the iceberg for our own sanity and survival's sakes. We must, of necessity, filter our experiences. But you heard little of what I just said because you were wondering where that thing is that somebody else spotted in the picture that you missed. So here you can look for it. Do you see what your neighbor mentioned now? Many adults say children have a short attention span, but if we allow them to choose the activity, roles are often reversed. These kids could dig in the sand for hours, while within minutes, many of us would be ready to walk somewhere new, look for something else. Children with attention deficit disorder are described as easily distracted, interrupting ongoing tasks to attend to trivial noises or events. Is that attention deficit or attention surfeit? It's all about filtering. People with filtering challenges notice almost everything and cannot distinguish what most merits their attention. Is it the gate, the whistling wind, the light in the windows, the musty odor, the cold mist? Doesn't matter. How much can you see? We're all inclined toward one sort of activity or another. My attention wanders during a thriller game of Sorry, but it is an opportunity for me to pay attention to my kids' learning styles, ways of coping with setbacks, and how they treat one another. They listen to books in different ways. When they were young, one daughter leaned in and looked at the pictures with me. The other popped down, looked at the picture, and then hopped up and acted out the page until I turned the page again. As we age, many of us lose the quickness to our attentiveness. I cannot keep up with my kids in finding the matching images in a game of Spot It. Research shows I can still do it, just not as fast. And I often forget why I walked into a room or where I put something. I have to retrace my steps to figure out where it went. We can address these challenges, but it requires paying attention. Time is different to me now than it was when I was younger. I'm slower not just at running 5 miles, but also at recalling a name or learning a new concept. I'm told I'm wiser. I have an increased potential for wisdom, at least, if I pay attention. My daughter spent years earning the right to get a pet bunny. She saved money, cared for our other pets, and did extra chores. We read that rabbits are social, so we adopted 2 bunnies. At first, she fretted constantly about them. Were they getting too much food, not enough water? Were they happy? One day, she said to me, "Mom, Chestnut doesn't look good." I said, "I'm sure she's fine, sweetie. Now hurry, we have to make the ferry." I returned home alone that afternoon to find Chestnut breathing her last seizure-ridden breath. I've been stopped for speeding 4 times in the last 6 years, and never before. Why? Is it because I'm multitasking more and maybe I'm less equipped for that than I used to be? Or maybe I'm just not paying attention. I need to slow down and consciously choose when and how to filter the inputs to my life. I can think and move pretty fast if that is my focus. I can notice what captures or calms my children and enjoy it better with them. By paying attention, figuratively being in one place at a time, I will experience the beauty and grace of the life I am living.
Thank you so much, Denise.